Hello, hello, hello. Boy, our camera is fuzzy tonight,
Oh
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, it's bad. Hey, welcome our Spirit Talkers to our channel. It's nice to have you here tonight. As you can see, there's the big part of our team, Chase behind, Miss Abby, me, Diane. We have some special guests that we're going to be bringing on soon. But before we bring the special guest on, I want to let you know some updates of what's going on. Lurking spirits now. If you want to do an investigation, you're not real, you're like kind of a little bit amateur and you want to do an investigation and you're there, I would love to, but I can't afford, to go out and get equipment and I don't know what equipment I should use. Lurking Spirits now offers rental equipment so that if you want to book an overnight, we have the equipment now that we can rent out to you. If you're not sure how to use it or familiar, first part of your investigation, Chase will be there. He can guide you through it, show you how to do each pieces of the equipment. Chase, is there something you want to add?
Upon arrival, it's $15 for tours. So if you're doing a paranormal tour and you want to use the equipment as you're walking through, it's $15. And then for the overnights, it's about I'm gonna say over $100 worth of equipment for $60 for the entire night. You'll have to sign a contract. You break it, you buy it, kind of thing. And we inventory the condition and how much of what you're getting, and you just sign the back of it, put your phone number so we can contact you in case anything occurs, and it's yours for the night.
So that's one of the big news that we have. Also, as you see, we do have spots available for the month of August. So definitely, if you want to get your investigation in or tour, we do have spaces available. We are also doing, if you go on the website and there's a special request that you want, like a weeknight for special hours, we can talk prices and that. We're always willing to work with our customers to make sure that they can get a time slot and that it's a very pleasurable experience for them. So if you're interested in that stuff, but you know what, I can't go on the weekend, I need a weekday, we'll work something out with you, or vice versa. If there's a weekend available, but you don't want to spend the whole night, you only want to spend a couple hours, contact one of the team members or the website. We'll work something out for you. If it's multiple days or a bigger group than 10, again, contact the website or contact one of the team members. We want you there. The activity has been through the roof lately.
Yeah, I can go more in depth into that later.
Yeah.
I got permission by the group. They're sending me some more stuff, but it's been rough.
But without further ado, we are excited because the people that we are going to bring on, two lovely, 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 incredible, awesome people, Carly and Ryan from Face My Fears Paranormal. We have them backstage. They're waiting to come on. Please, guys, subscribe to them. They are very good investigators.
Very nice people, too.
Sweethearts. They're very, very, very nice people. Go out of your way, subscribe to them, watch their videos. They investigate very well. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Ryan and Carly.
Hello.
Guys. So who
Make
wants
sure you
to
guys
start
go.
asking
Make sure you
questions?
guys go like Lurking Spirits too. These guys are amazing too. Those are
You guys
incredible.
are awesome. Thank you. And we did appreciate all the shout outs you gave us already. So thank you.
Seriously, that's fine.
We're just going to start off. Of course, we introduced you, Carly and Ryan. How about if you just want to come out, you can take turns. Just tell the audience a little bit about yourself right now.
Well, hi, I'm Carly. I'm actually from Seattle, Washington. I
Oh,
moved
wow.
here when we got married about 2.5 years ago. And I've been a believer, I guess I could call myself, for probably about 6 years now. How do I explain this? Because it was such a weird situation. I lived in Texas, and the area of Texas that I lived in, I was cleaning houses for a company, and the area is a very haunted area. It's the area of Fort Hood Clean. And it's basically the whole area buried around in the Salado tribe. And when I
What was that sound? Was that you guys sighing?
That wasn't us.
Yeah, what was
That was so
that?
weird.
that wasn't you?
No.
I heard it. The big like hiss like
Yeah,
grating
I heard,
sound.
yeah.
I thought it was on your guys' end.
Was
In the
that
comments, did anyone hear that?
Yeah, in the comments,
No.
did anybody in the comments hear that? Because that wasn't from our side, and they said it
That
wasn't
wasn't
from
our
their
side.
side.
It sounded like a big like huff. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard it on our side
Oh,
too.
Yeah, I heard it when I was talking, and I just thought it was some sort of that. Okay.
No,
All right,
that
then.
was crazy.
Wow.
That was.
That's
That
weird.
was insane. So maybe
That's
that's what you're
weird.
talking about there, Carly. So let's see if we can have that again. Continue. They heard it.
Yep.
All righty.
Wow.
Well, I mean, our house, we believe our house is
Yeah.
haunted, well, and so somebody may have been trying to say something because we have some activity at our house that's like, okay, hi, how you going?
Yeah, so do we.
Go to bed, don't bug me.
Yeah, Linda asked if it was one of the dogs. No, it wasn't.
No.
No, they don't fly that
No.
loud there.
He's just chilling.
Oh, I didn't
The
even
other one's
notice the
upstairs.
dog.
Oh yeah, he started barking. So yeah, he started barking. So he needs to be with someone at all times, pretty much.
Aw.
That's
That
But
was-
that was interesting. Okay.
That was crazy.
But I was cleaning houses, and I had heard this story that this house had a spirit in there that didn't like people in a certain room. And I ended up in a position where I had to lead the team, and I ended up drawing the short straw and having to go in this room because everybody else was absolutely terrified of going in there. And I'm like, what is, like, I wasn't understanding because I had never experienced anything weird or odd in my lifetime, pretty much up until this point. But you would go in there, clean this room, and then you felt like there was somebody behind you. Like, in it, it's one of those things where you can like feel somebody just kind of like up and over behind you and like just trying to be intimidating. And then I got really sick. I felt like I was gonna vomit. And I was like, okay, something's off. Because every time I would walk out of the house, that feeling would immediately go away.
Wow.
And so that I had experiences of the paranormal prior to this in my early 20s, but I didn't understand that's what that was because I grew up in a very, very religious family who
right.
puts all of that off as demons and stuff. And so it didn't register to me what was going on until that happened. And then after that, a door opened and the floodgates of the spiritual world were like, "Hi, how's it going? Hi, how's it going?" I'm like, okay, now that I see all this stuff, now it's fun for me to be here in Pennsylvania and to go to these haunted locations, not expecting anything, but when we actually capture something or hear something, it's like, hi, thank you. Like it's confirmation to me that I'm not crazy.
It's amazing, like,
Yeah.
isn't it amazing? Like when you first start investigating, your first couple investigations you get in, you're like almost afraid of everything. Like you hear the slightest noise and they're like, oh geez. But then after you do it a couple of times, you're so used to everything, and they're like, okay, hey, thank you. Let's talk. You start
Yeah.
pulling out.
He's still
I
terrified.
still do it. I
He's
still
still
see it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
sing around every time.
I heard yesterday. I honestly, the stuff not yesterday. It was Friday night with the crew that I heard and everything that we were hearing. I have video evidence of some of the stuff that I can show on here at the end.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never been as scared as I was yesterday in that building, and I've worked there for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe just under.
Wow.
And yesterday I was actually like, even Dylan, he was with me, and he got a little spooked out. He had to go sit in the office. He ended up getting too hot inside the building, and it wasn't even that hot.
It is weird now because you can feel, especially on that second level, in the old stone gel part.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, but now that level just seems
That's
to be
active.
real
Just
creepy.
amping
When you
up.
get that, yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. But then again, you guys are having people come in every weekend
Yeah.
that's just like feeding off, the spirits are feeding off of that energy.
Yeah.
Right, and who knows what they do in there, because it's not like
Yeah.
you
Oh yeah,
know
for sure.
everything they do. And then all the
Yeah.
kids who broke in beforehand, before we start doing this, Ouija boards, we've already gone.
Yeah, bringing in the bad energy too.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a mixture of things. There's no demons in there, of course. We know this. But you'll have people and spirits who try to pass themselves off as such. And that was what happened on Friday night.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's scary.
It actually got to the point where I started screaming to kind of raise the energy up inside
Oh
the
yeah, I
door,
got you. Yep.
Yes.
get riled up. And I started singling out this one specifically, and it was doors closing every 30 minutes
Wow.
and whistling like crazy. I
The
have
whistle's
video.
been getting crazy in there.
Those were nuts. The whistles, the footsteps, the screams we heard.
Yeah, that's been more common now too.
Yep.
Almost every night.
That scream that we heard when we were in the cell with you.
It
It
is
hit
so much
home.
louder.
I had an idea.
That's what I heard yesterday. It was that loud. I went to the porta potty and I was walking back to the office and I heard like a blood curdling scream. And I went in and I asked Eric, I said, Eric, did somebody outside scream? He says, no, there was nothing out here. I
Yeah.
said, I just heard the loudest with my naked ears.
Yep, and it's so much louder with your
Yep.
ears than it was
Yeah.
on camera. I've noticed.
Yes.
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 And what was crazy about the one that we heard, like when we were there, we thought it was a girl scream because we were
Mhm.
talking to the females at the time. When I went back and reviewed it a bunch of times, just listening over and over, it starts to sound like a man scream. And once I started listening to it more, it kind of felt like I started getting a vision of like Smitty getting shot off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that's when the dude came in out of nowhere. After we ran around looking for that scream,
Mhm.
he came in out of nowhere and stopped all the activity.
Oh,
It
geez.
was like Smitty went down because it sounded like a man scream, like someone got shot, man screaming. That's what it sounded like the more that
Yeah,
I
it was like
listened to
it was like gut. It was like a gut, masculine gut scream. It was when we were going over it, I'm like, why did that not sound like that to our ears? But on here, you can very clearly hear that it's possibly a man
Oh,
hurt.
yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Mhm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Have you
the-
gotten, did you get any on any of your audio? I get a lot of like after you hear a scream or something, you'll hear like almost, I'm not going to say demonic, but like a
Darker laugh.
real dark laugh, like they're enjoying watching what's happening. Like,
I don't think we caught. I don't think we. I'll have to go
did.
back through
Yeah, we're
and
gonna have to
look
go back through now.
and
oh,
try
I
to
get
check
that
for
a
that.
lot. Yeah, check that
Yeah.
out. I get that a lot, and it's usually right after a scream.
Mhm.
Huh?
Okay, because I'm gonna go double check some of the station cameras that I
Yeah.
had sat out because we left a bunch in there while we were out doing the gallows and stuff. That's where that's when we cut like the scenes and stuff like that. When I had it up on the picture to picture showing like what's happening in Smitty's cell while we were doing the gallows and
Mhm.
everything. So
Well, what I did is I went back and watched your video that you did back in December, and then I watched your more recent one. And I'll tell you what, you like I said, you guys are good investigators, and even from December to your current one, like you guys are good. I like really
Thank you.
the way you guys investigate.
Yeah,
You are good
improvement.
Thank you.
investigators.
yeah, I know our next one we're trying to get out is I actually buckled down to get your guys' out before Gettysburg. Because we went to Gettysburg before the Old Stone jail.
Yeah, we were
And
talking
then,
about
but with the Old Stone was just crazy.
It was crazy. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
we need to
We
do
were gonna put Gettysburg out first, and then I was like, no, we have to put Old Stone out first because it was just. I can't even find the words. It was just like amazing to see how active the place was compared to what it was back in December when we were there. I don't know if you caught it when you guys were watching the first video we did at your place, But when Gabby's boyfriend is showing us around, we are coming out of the dungeon and he's the last one out. I turn the camera around and he's looking at his arm and he's like, it felt like somebody like just grabbed his arm. You see an orb go from his arm and then out of the camera.
I did see that. I caught that on there. Yep. I caught it.
I was like, holy crap. Like, this is.
Well, I tell you what, we would love to investigate with you two sometime.
Mm-hmm.
We would love that.
Definitely. That would be
100%.
awesome. That would be outstanding to do.
Back in the day,
I guess you should probably tell him about yourself because.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got
my name.
track.
So my name's Ryan. I grew up, born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. That's why we're back here right now. Went into the military, went into the Army, was active duty for 14 years, did a year of National Guard, so about 15 years altogether in the military. Got out, moved back here, and now I'm just going to college, and she got me into the...
I actually got him into the paranormal.
So when I was younger...
Yeah.
I was probably like 13 or 14, I think I was. And I remember I had a dream. I thought it was a dream, sleep paralysis. I don't know what it was, but I remember this dream like yesterday. And I was just laying there. It was close to 3 a.m. And it was around summertime, but I started getting like freezing cold, but I was sweating at the same time. It was super weird. And I looked at the clock and it was just blinking 3 a.m. And then I saw a big shadow like come up to my bed. And then he just grabbed me and I couldn't move at all. Tried to scream, couldn't do nothing. And then I woke up and it was 3:15 and I was just a puddle of sweat.
Oh, geez.
That was my first interaction.
Wow.
Where it definitely made me believe in that stuff. I'm
Wow.
a huge debunker. So she'll see a dust sometimes and thinks it's an orb sometimes. But no, so we argue back and forth. We do. It's good.
I think it'd be funny. I keep talking to him about this when we're going over our evidence and stuff of just videotaping us doing that. And because we argue so much.
I'm a technical guy, so I'm trying to see like, okay, was this the light not doing the wrong thing? I'm trying to figure because I want to give them the best raw evidence that I can. Like I will be if there's something to happen, and I'll be like, I can't explain this.
You know what?
This one got me.
I always said that if you're an investigator and you're a good investigator, what makes you good is if when you're investigating, you debunk your own stuff. You say, you know what, I this one could be questionable, but there's too many ifs about it. I'm just throwing it out. And then you can actually just pick and pull what you think, okay, this might be something, but no, this one, there's too many things that could have caused it. That makes a good investigator. And I give you kudos.
Yeah, and that's why some of the times, like I know a lot of people put like what the word says on things on the screens and stuff like that. I kind of let just the people do what they want to think about it, because once you start getting the words pushed in there,
it kind of puts it in
your
their
brain
head.
thinks.
Right,
your brain's
exactly.
gonna think it and see it.
And
because I try to close my eyes when I watch other people investigate when they do EVPs and stuff like that. I just close my eyes so I can try to see if I hear something different or something like that. And that's why even in the video, I was like, hey, it started raining. We're hearing a ton of noises right now. It possibly could be rain. It possibly could be footsteps. You guys decide on what it was, because it was literally all around us. Like, while we were trying to set up.
Yeah. And I think too with that is our goal is not to persuade people that this stuff is real. Our goal is to let people think for themselves. We'll put some stuff in there like it's obvious on like from either camera or audio, something like that. We'll put that in there just because it's obvious. But overall, we want people to think for themselves. If they want to try and debunk us in our comments, please do. If you see something in the videos that we don't see or hear something, let us know. Please do. This is the type of thing we're having fun when we're doing this. Okay?
Yeah.
We're having a blast. And so we want our viewers to have that same amount of fun as we are, if at all possible, while they're watching our videos. And so
But see,
our
that's
goal is to not persuade people to believe it's
right.
you believe what you want. This is the evidence that we caught, and you figure it out for yourself.
But see,
Yeah.
that's what we say too, where they're, hey, if you want to try to debunk or if you don't believe what we know we're hearing, you're entitled to that.
Yep.
And then there's that line though that, hey, we respect your opinion, so please respect ours. So you're entitled to think, you know what, that's not what I heard. You're entitled to that, but don't be disrespectful about it.
Right.
Say, hey, I kind of don't think that happened, and you can let it go. But don't get nasty and wrong because there's so much ugliness.
Oh yeah, there's so much
Yeah.
negativity.
There's too much bad energy in the
Oh
room.
yeah. Yeah, it was fun for us
Yeah.
too because on camera, this is only our third investigation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys, I'll tell you what, you guys are pretty seasoned. From what I'm seeing, you investigate very well. So you can pat yourself on the back because you don't look like
Thank
somebody
you.
that came out and put out only 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like we enjoy doing it. We have fun doing it.
The editing is the most fun part for me.
That's
I
I
like
love it though. I love
reviewing.
seeing the ending of it. But I sit down here nights on nights just
Oh,
because
yeah.
I do all the editing and all that stuff. Because that's what I love the technical side of all this stuff. That's what I did when I was in the Army also too. I built computers, ran networks, did satellites, and did all that type of stuff.
I think I did our first 3
And
videos.
I like
and
exploring,
that's
so.
me.
Well, we're going to be releasing one here. It would be Chase and Eric from the jail. But we're going to do something different. We're going to just Abby, our editor. We're going to put an intro on it and an outro on it. We didn't see it yet. So when we premiere it, we're going to be seeing it for the first
You guys are finally gonna see it.
Yeah. So we don't
That's
know
so
if we caught
exciting.
anything or any whatever on there. So I think we're going to try to have that released on Wednesday
Yeah, and
night.
it's going to be an hour long.
So
Okay.
we're going to, keep our fingers crossed we caught something. Well, not we, Chase and Eric. But so that's something different. And if that goes over real well, we might end up. And that saves a lot of editing too, So you're seeing it live for the first time with the audience, and they're like, okay, so if they try to debunk it, say, well, that's pretty interesting considering we haven't even seen this footage yet.
Seen this shit either too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I don't even know. Like we just enjoy doing it a lot. My favorite part of the whole editing process is actually going back over the footage to see what we caught.
Yeah.
Because when we were in Gettysburg, there's one thing that do we want to spoil that?
What, the book?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can. I was gonna say something about
So we caught poltergeist activity on 3 different camera angles.
Oh, wow.
it. Yeah, it was insane.
Yep. Yeah. And so when I saw that, I just about needed a clean pair of shorts.
Yeah, we all I jumped up running around. She jumped. She was going.
It was I was in shock that we actually caught it. And so yeah. And we actually were doing a live on my personal Facebook because I don't think we had
Yeah, we didn't have.
we didn't have our Face My Fears Facebook up yet. I did that when we got back, but I had my live facing the book, and I didn't realize that at the time. So we caught it on the live, on my phone on the live. We caught it on a camera angle, and I was standing in the perfect spot to where you could actually just see
from stationary camera, from my camera.
Yeah. So
Nice.
3 different camera angles.
Yeah, the whole book moves.
It moves. So we were staying at the Farnsworth House Inn in the Jeremy room. And we were trying to contact the little boy Jeremy. I don't know if we contacted him or not. It's possible we did with something else that happened there, but it's really hard for the audio to pick that up. But there is a kitty cat that roams the place that is a spirit kitty cat. And so I'm wondering if the cat jumped up onto the book, because the book, the way it was laying, it just flips up real quick and goes back down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when are you releasing that footage?
You said
So
September.
we're
right?
going to do that in September because there's a lot involved in that one. And so probably the beginning of September, that way he has a breather.
Right,
Yeah, because
right.
it's gonna be two different ones, because we go to the orphanage.
Yep, we had a
And
private investigation at the orphanage.
that
Was
one-
a trip.
That one was really bad. I get super angry in there and get like really mad at
Yeah.
everyone. I get really attacked in that place, like really bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
Messed me
it
up.
was.
Well, I think
and I've
that's
been there.
common. I think a lot of people have that happening there, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
How can I send you?
It
a
was
video?
bad. And like literally I went outside. Well, I went
Mhm.
upstairs real quick, went away, and took a breather for like 5 minutes,
And
went
he was
back
like-
down, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
hold on one second. Chase, what they're talking about is, remember that
I know,
the
I
one
have
that you
Yeah,
had
it's on
that,
YouTube.
yeah. So sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Chase had a clip of his REM pod going off in Smithy
Yeah.
Cell, and it was like incredible. But he put it on there, real evidence caught, and it seemed to cause problems because he put the word real in
Yeah.
front
Oh my.
of it. So he removed it out of just respect, and so nobody would bash and that. Now he's getting requested to put it back on. So
Of
that's why I
course.
told him, I said, it shouldn't have been taken off. Just look what we caught,
Yeah.
and you decide for yourself something. But
Yep.
it's very great footage, which you guys have seen with your own eyes it happening. So that's
Yeah,
what
they
yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
The Smitty method. That's what I call it now.
The Smitty.
Yeah, that's
method.
the Smitty
method.
That's awesome.
It worked perfect too.
It
Like
did.
it was crazy because you talked about it at the beginning for the whole history part of it too, and then it happens at the end of the night of him coming in and just killing the whole energy. It was
Mhm.
crazy
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
It was a wild night.
It was fun. It was fun. It was wild. We had a blast.
So do you guys have any like anything that really stands out big time that you want to, it doesn't have to be even at the jail, but anywhere, something that you might have had happen to you? That, I mean, that's amazing in itself, the book thing, that you want to share with the audience, and then we'll start having Chase or anybody, the audience can start asking questions and what they might want.
So I have, but this was before I understood the spiritual side of everything. I was I was actually back home. I was about 21, and Tacoma, Washington has a lot of somewhat negative history to it. And I was dating this guy. And this house, the way the houses are built in Tacoma is you go upstairs and then they're like A-frame, and the hallway is like in the middle of the A-frame, and then you have bedrooms on one side and then the attic on the other side. So there's not an attic upstairs; it's like on your same level. Well, this attic door, it gave me the creeps. Every time I went past it, I had the urge to just like kind of walk around and go past it. And then one night it was about 3 a.m. I had my back turned to my ex, and I opened my eyes. I couldn't move. I could only move my eyes, my eyeballs, and I look, and at the foot of the bed there is a shadow. Like you can see in detail, head, arms, body. It was a black shadow. I looked. I processed what I was seeing. I was like, "There's no way. There's no way. I'm dreaming." I looked again. The shadow was gone, and I was able to move my body. I was awake. Like there was no fake in that. Like I could finally move my body. Everything was just back to normal. And Yeah, that was my very first paranormal experience, actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm uploading that right
Yeah.
now.
That's insane. How about you, Ryan? What have you other
So-
than that?
So for mine, I think this is really cool. So I told her when we got together, she started getting me back into like I always liked watching this stuff. But I was never like hardcore into it. She got me back into it. We started getting into like the overnight Project Fear, like
Yeah,
all the
Twin Paranormal.
Twin Paranormal, all the ones. And I started getting into it, and then that's when we were like, you know what, let's start doing this as a hobby. Let's start tuning into this energy. And then so that's when I told her about the story about when I had that episode for me when I was young. So when we came back home, we had our equipment finally. I was like, so now that we're back home, let's go back to my house, and I want to see if I was right.
This.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see if I was right. So we took an EMF reader, and I was just walking around. I was like, hey, bud, do you remember me? I was like, my bed's right here, and it starts spiking. I was like, there's no way.
Oh,
And I was
shit.
like, do you remember me? You remember my name, Ryan? And it starts spiking. And my sister was living in my bedroom at the time because she just had her newborn, right?
Yep,
And they were just about
had
to move.
just had.
So she was living in my room. They wasn't home at the time. So I was like, you better not be messing with my sister. I don't know what it was. Like we lived in Mine 37. So this is where all the miners used to live at before everything happened there. But it was just insane because she was like, there's no way. And I was like, I told you something's in this room.
And there was no electrical current within its within.
I was checking the
thing.
chair. I was checking my sister's
Yeah.
chair. I was like, is this an electrical chair? Like I
No.
was checking everything to make sure.
It was as if somebody was sitting in that chair.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
right when I came back, and that was
Yeah.
right when I got out of the army and came
Yeah.
back home for the first time.
Because we took
Wow.
it. I had the EMF reader. I put it against the chair, popped off. I think it actually spiked to yellow. And then just to make sure I wasn't going crazy, I put it next to the computer. Nothing.
Wow.
I was like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
alrighty then.
Real quickly, I have that posted. So I made a TikTok. I think it was earlier this morning with that specific clip, and one more from the basement, and then the scream that we caught. And I shouted you guys out in that little clip, and I have it posted to YouTube right now. So
Awesome. Thank
Okay,
you so
yeah.
much.
if there, I don't know if you can pull it up from YouTube, but it's on there now.
I don't know how I would do that.
Or
I'm
if you
not-
guys want to go see it, it's on there. It says
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll look
well,
after. We'll look
yeah.
after we're done here.
Yeah, Abby's the whiz at that
Um,
kind of shit. So
she's gonna pull it up real quick, and it's got 3 different.
Cool.
But so how about that light turning on, guys?
That was pretty
That was
cool,
crazy.
wasn't it?
That
Man, when I
was-
went back, I
Yeah.
was so happy that I had the angle on her elbow because when I first watched it, I was like, it's her elbow.
Nope.
And then I saw it move away from the light switch, and I was like, that light just turned on.
That wasn't me.
That was so cool. That was awesome.
And in
All right,
real
guys.
time, I didn't even see the light turn on.
How do I share the screen? I forget. This.
Share screen.
yep, right there it
I
is.
know. It probably is. It's probably the same one.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can do the same. Yeah, you were talking to my wife the other day. I get that. Yeah. That's been going off like crazy. That too, no? Whoa, I saw that on the camera.
That was super active.
Can you make that go to red? No, not that red. If you hold it, you sit there. Yeah.
Did you see that?
No shit.
I missed it going by the shadow or whatever.
Let go. Oh my god, you were awesome. You were so fucking cool, man. That is amazing. Oh, I'm freaking out. That is cool. That is fucking awesome.
That was within like.
Make it go red. Fully grasp it. As hard as you can.
There's a
Did
tour
you-
going.
You're getting so close.
The scream.
Yeah, there's a tour going on in the background. Actually, no, I'm
You're doing amazing.
Oh,
While we
Is there anything that we can do to help them upstairs? If so, can you sell off one of the devices in here?
Any of them.
Setting off one will tell us that we can at least help. Just walk.
Wow.
holy crap!
I have a fucking screen and I'm pretty sure my mic picked it up.
I hope so.
All right.
Wow.
Awesome.
That was incredible. That was
That was
incredible. Yep, that's some good footage there, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was
Very
awesome.
cool.
And to hear that type of paranormal activity with your own 2 ears, it's just, it turns that realm of things upside down. And it just is, it's incredible for me personally. Cause like, there's still like, you believe, but it's like, all right, prove it to me. And then they do it and you're like, thank you.
Yeah. It always makes you feel like when you know, you kind of get caught off guard when you get it, but when you leave, you're there like it's very satisfying because you
It
know
is.
you got
Yes.
something that is rare because you know that every time you go somewhere, you're not necessarily going to get anything, but here you are getting tons of stuff,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
is amazing.
and when
And it
you're
was
in the
interesting
jail,
because the first time we went back in December filming our first video, we didn't really get a whole lot. And so we were expecting that type of activity. We were just there to have fun. But what we got, I was like, holy crap, this is just
It amped up.
yeah.
and energy is definitely amping up in there for sure.
Mhm.
When you're in the jail, you can actually. So there's a bar across the street, but around 2:00 ish, it's usually dead. They're all
Yep.
gone by then. This was after 2:00.
Yep.
And you can, when you're in the jail, you can tell between like, you know, what's outside and what's not.
Oh yeah.
It's very distinguishable. And this was like a very like echoey, like it from deep inside the jail. That's
You
where
could
it
get
came.
it.
It was deep
Clear.
somewhere. It was deep in somewhere the scream
Yeah.
came from. It wasn't just like it was there. It was just deep somewhere in the ground somewhere,
Yeah.
it felt like.
That's how it was
And
for
I-
yesterday for me because I just got to about where those steps that goes up to the second level. I just got about right to that spot, and that's when I heard the scream. And it almost sounded like the reverb was from somewhere from that second level that you could hear the reverb of it. And it was so, I heard it with my ears. I didn't have any equipment or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, okay. It was
Yeah,
great.
it's different. And there's times too. I know when right before I ran the first time, the walkie went off. Like
Yeah.
in this thing, she heard it from
I
Smitty's
heard
cell.
it from so I'm sitting in Smitty's cell. I was gonna go into the Estes and I have the walkie with me, like right next to me. I heard the walkie go off, like when you hit the button and like that bloop bloop. I heard it outside of the cell, and so I thought he was messing with the walkie. And then I looked down, walkie's right there. I'm like, oh,
I didn't even hear the
what?
walkie. I didn't even know what she was talking about at the time.
And you can hear it in the video. Like you can hear it clear as day in the video. I'm like, wait a minute. That is right here. I heard that out there. Okay. Can't explain that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Abby and Chase had, which I'm not going to mention a name or anything, but last night they had a guy that walked in and apparently he's not an investigator or anything like that, but he walked in and he was copping an attitude and said, I was down in that basement in a dungeon and there's no shit going on down here like you guys all claim. So, you know, there's nothing. I was here, I know. And he was kind of giving them attitude and everything. I'm their buddy. I'm there thinking, you just don't know. Because we have a whole book there with people
So that's
writing.
why I
in.
always say that the jail makes people a believer.
Yeah.
Because if you're not a
Yeah.
believer, you will walk out a believer. Trust
Oh
me.
yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we have friends that have never done anything like this, and they even asked us to take them up to the Old Stone, because we were talking about, it's like, if you are not a believer, or if you're a skeptic, you will not walk out of that place a skeptic anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we honestly thought about doing it as a video, taking our friends up there,
Yep.
people who's never done anything like that, and taking
And
them through an
seeing what the-
investigation
That
with
would be
us.
cool. That would be
To
cool.
Yeah.
see their full live reaction of
Yep.
what they're feeling at that time.
But you know, we've even taken tour groups through there. Even when we first opened up, I cannot tell you how many tour groups we took. And then, you know, a lot of them, they're like, yeah, you know, this is a fascinating place. And next thing you know, they're there. Did you hear that? I heard a, you know, where they, yeah, they look like, you know, why are you so calm? Where they're like, because we hear this all the time.
All the time.
We're used to this. we don't get caught off guard anymore. But although when we were doing our last live and it was the girls against the guys, and me and Abby was up in that big room up there, there was a men's ward.
Yeah, the blue room.
The blue room.
Oh yeah.
That was as creepy as hell, and we heard footsteps. We heard, and then do they know about the wet footsteps we caught down that day?
I don't think so.
We was doing an investigation one night with another couple. It was their night, but they invited us to join in, me and Abby. And we're all sitting in, some people call it the graffiti room, some people call it the Garfield room.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
We were all in there. It was the one right across from Smitty, so you're familiar with it. We were all sitting in there and we were talking and everything. We could hear footsteps and everything outside. And we were in there for about 45 minutes. And we decided to take a break. So we come out, and right where those steps are going up to the second level, now there was only a little puddle of water, maybe about that big, in the whole entire building that night. But we got to that area and there was footsteps, freshly wet footsteps, walking from there over almost to the partition. But the funny thing is, it wasn't two legs. It was one leg and only the right
I edited
foot.
that. I gotta put that
That would
out.
freak me
I
out.
edited it. I just have to put it
And
out.
I mean, it's so cool. And at first we thought, okay, peg leg, Smitty, but it was the opposite leg. Smitty lost his right leg, and these footsteps were right footsteps. So whoever it was lost their left leg, but it was only the right foot. And some of them looked like almost like a boot, but some of them almost looked like it had toes on it, like a bare foot.
Yeah.
We have that footage, so when we see you again, well, she said she's
Definitely.
gonna put it on. Very cool.
Yeah. We can't wait to see that. Heck
Yeah.
Yeah, and we even tried to prove it wrong, like, because we all were wearing. The only two people that could have possibly made the print was me and another girl, because we both were wearing boots. Everyone else was wearing sneakers. So we were like, okay, everybody, get your foot, put it in the puddle, and make a mark, and let's see if it matches.
No
any.
match.
Everyone had tread on their.
Well, and
their
the funny thing about
shoes.
it too, it's not only the tread, but only the right foot. The strides were so
yeah, they were
big.
like
They
that
were so
big,
far. Like they were like 4 to 5
That's
foot.
crazy.
You know, so it would have had to been a really tall person or somebody with real long legs.
Mhm.
And the funny, I don't know if you guys know this. Right after that incident here a couple weeks ago, somebody came out and said, "Look what I got!" And they come out and they caught freshly wet footprints, like 2 of them, again in that same spot.
Wow.
So
So I wonder what
This
that
was
is. then.
recent.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
So-
so cool.
That is awesome.
That's so cool.
so.
Wow.
You guys have anything?
B Square goes.
Yeah.
I like the idea of another spirit trying to pretend to be Smitty, but got the foot wrong.
That's pretty good.
Right?
That's so good.
The
That's
owner
pretty
of the
good.
jail, we got
That's funny.
talking yesterday, and he wants us to try and make it into Hogwarts. That's what I call it, where we bring a group of people or individuals who don't know nothing about paranormal investigating, and we teach them
Yeah,
like the different tricks,
Yeah, have
tips,
lecture meetings,
get
yeah.
them to use the equipment, almost like Hogwarts. So.
Yeah.
it's still a training school.
mhm.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That would be
Wearing
really
the
cool.
diplomas, they have to go to school for 12 years.
Well, when we did the junior ghost hunts, and like when they first walk in, we give them like a little tutorial, like that we educate them on the paranormal if they're not familiar. Then Chase takes over and he pulls out all the equipment and shows them how all the pieces of equipment works. Then we take them out and give them a real quick tour of the building, and then they're kind of on their own to use the equipment themselves. And when they
That's
complete all
really
of this,
cool.
they get a little gift package with like a written diploma that they graduated the junior ghost hunting course. So make it like
pretty
fun
cool.
and
That
cool
is
for the
so
kids.
That's pretty
fun.
fun. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know.
But you guys have any questions or anything, or anybody in the audience have any
I
questions?
have a question for you guys. What is your
Okay.
favorite equipment to use?
I think mine is EVP.
EVP?
Because yeah,
I do too.
because it's cool to actually hear what you're looking for. It's cool to actually hear the spirit's voice telling you what you're asking it, or saying whatever it needs to, getting its word out there. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite, because that I can actually have a conversation, or eventually have a conversation with the spirit. For me, it's like talking to a friend. Like, I want to be a friend with whoever I'm speaking to. And it's the coolest thing when a voice that you do not expect to pop up on an EVP, voice record. Yeah, it's the coolest thing for me.
Yeah.
I think mine's random. I like the cat balls. Super easy. I like them just because they are kind of hard. Like, even you got to flick it a little bit. Like, it's a hard little thing to actually get that little light up on there. And once they go off, like, sometimes the flashlight method, it's a teeter-totter with me sometimes, because you're always touching the flashlight when you pull it off a little bit. But like the cat balls are kind of harder. With it, I've seen those the most best for the activity for me that I want to see it amping up. I know my other one is I'm still trying to mess around with that pretend music box thing that I've been trying to work with, the deer hunter one that I've been trying to mess with. So hopefully I get something with it so I can set them up everywhere and test it out. That's what that's the plan with it, and hopefully it does work, because that'd be pretty cool. That's what I really want to hopefully have working.
There's got to be a way you can increase the sensitivity on those if you take the sensor itself apart.
Yep.
I don't know.
I know on the back too. I know you can set it up to super high where it's super sensitive too, also, and all that type of stuff on the back of it.
But I like that. I like when I see people coming in and they're bringing different equipment in. Like, sometimes we'll go in and we won't even. I'll take like little plastic cups or something and stack them up like a pyramid. And then they're like, if there's something here, you want to knock it over. You know,
that's awesome. Yep, simple little things like that. That's
Yep.
Well, the other one was the flower that we put on the floor, and we actually caught footprints in the flower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wanted to try. I haven't tried yet. So when we were in the Jeremy room, I wanted to put baby powder on the floor to see if it was written in it. I've always had this weird theory.
This is in Gettysburg.
Yeah, Gettysburg, my bad. I've always had this weird theory. I know a lot of people, when you're listening to EVPs, back onto this one, you always get like people hear like the demonic screams sometimes, like the screeching in there. I don't know why, I always thought about it being like a part of like a sound energy that they can't break through. So it's like breaking that energy, and that's what's forcing that huge screech that's happening, because when they're actually talking, you don't hear that energy. You can hear the actual static of them actually talking. But I always thought that was been wanting to test that out with that stuff with the EVPs, because I always thought that was cool. I always think it's some type of energy forcing each other, trying to force through it.
And then a lot of times you're going to get a lot of residual. It could be just something from that time period,
for sure.
Zone that's just going to keep on replaying. But it's real interesting how after you experience it, how you go back and you assess everything. Like, okay, is this residual? Is this intelligent, is this something that I should debunk? Is this something that's real? It's fascinating, Phil. Like, I get excited when I see people like yourselves coming on and telling us what you experienced and everything that you've gone through and that you're trying out. And it makes me happy knowing that there are other people that enjoy this field as much as we do and puts that passion into it, and then doesn't have to rely on faking shit and that just to get numbers.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So
I want the pure. I want to see it. Like, that's what I want to see, the pure happy. That's why I'm trying to debunk it most of the time, because I want to be like, I don't know. I can't explain this.
That's what's going to make you two real successful, because I know we don't really have high numbers yet, but I know our fan base that we do have loves that we're genuine, and we are us. We don't try to fake anything. We don't try to fabricate anything whatsoever. That we're us, and that's what I like about the two of you, because and that's what the audiences are going to like. So you might not have the numbers now, but eventually everybody's going to say, hey, these two are amazing. And you're going to have a fan base like you will not believe. And we will definitely shout you out every time we can, because
awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Are great. You really are great.
Seriously, thank y'all.
Yeah, we do that. We got into this because it's a hobby for us. It's always going to be a hobby for us. Even if we do end up making it huge on YouTube, that is what it is. But I mean, I'm going to school for business management right now. He's going to school for
computer networking, all that fancy stuff.
And this our goal is to not have YouTube as like income or anything. That it's solely a hobby for us. And
I just like doing it.
We love doing it. We love doing
it. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, just say you do get that successful, it's not going to hurt. It's going to help.
It's not gonna hurt us. No, not at all.
I mean,
it just helps us travel. It just helps us travel a bit more.
And I see like the other people that are out there too. Like, it's ghost hunting is an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Super expensive hobby. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, and we just started getting a little better cameras and stuff with the GoPros and stuff, trying to get a little bit better. Just every investigation we get something a tiny bit better to help out and stuff like that. But it is an expensive hobby, but we love it.
Yeah. We love it. And we're looking to get a couple more cameras too, because with what we recently caught in Gettysburg and then with what we caught at your guys' place, we want to have as many camera angles as we can get so that we know that what we're seeing is legit.
Right.
And it's not about proving it to the world. It's about proving it to ourselves.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. You have nothing to prove to anybody. You're there, you're investigating, you know what you experienced. And I think that's my biggest quirk that I have against people, trying to debunk, because they're not there with you. You know what you experienced. And being the good investigators that you are, too, that you're going to do everything you can to try to debunk it first before you say, you know what, I think I caught something. And that's what I admire about you, because we do the same thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's my favorite stuff to do, is trying to figure it out, fully see it happen. And then that's why I think it works out really good with me and her, because she'll see a lot of stuff, and then that's when I'll start doing all my technical stuff. I'm like, okay, what can this be anything with the sounds? Can this be a light hitting it? And then I'll go to the other camera view to see, because there was times when we were reviewing footage and we'd be on the station camera and we hear something and we're like, all right, let's mark this down. Let's go to the other camera, flip the other camera on and be like, okay, that was you hitting the wall real quick. Okay, so we know this is nothing. We can mark this off, that this was just something already. So and that's where it's good.
Yeah. And that's what makes a good investigator.
Yeah. And especially when we're actually investigating, I've noticed that he sees things visually. Like, he'll see shadows out of the corner of his eye, or he'll see something weird, like randomly, and then he'll tell me later. But I feel the energy around me. There's one time where I've actually seen at the jail when we first when we first time we came, he was doing the tour, and the door with the door upstairs where that one lurker just hangs out.
Yep. I watch her.
I
Yep.
saw out of the corner of my eye, I saw it just like leaning up against there, just doing that.
Yep.
And it was for a split second, and he was talking to me, and I just went dead silent, and I was like, no, there's no way I saw that. And he went over to the door, did the pose, and I'm like, okay, I'm not nuts. Okay, I'm not crazy. Because half the time I feel psycho because it's like, okay, am I seeing this? And my brain's like, no, you're dumb. You didn't. And then somebody else confirms it.
When Travel the Dead was in the jail filming, Katrina came up to me and we were talking about the watcher / lurker up there, and we're all describing how we saw it. And she had a picture. She said, does it look like this? And apparently when they were doing one of their episodes when they were on, what was their old show? I can't remember. But she has the figure standing there, and they're, yep, that's what I saw. And it was right, like crazy. Kind of with its kind of leg up, like prop, like it was
propped up.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's pretty cool. Like you're seeing the same thing.
That's crazy.
And you know, you talk about her show, and I am really glad that she released the actual footage of what they did after we came, because I very much look up to her, and I watched her all the time. I watched her with Ozzy's son. And so I think if I would have seen that prior to coming in and doing our investigation this last time, I would have subconsciously been looking for different things that they caught. But since she put it out, I think it was like 2 weeks after we came, and they experienced a lot of the same things that we did, I was like, okay, I'm validated. I'm not nuts. This is a renowned person doing this, and she had the same experience. I was like, okay, we're good.
Yep. Well, I'm trying to get them to come back. I know they said they want to come back. I'm trying to get them to see if I can get them to come back when we have the next year's Creep It Real Festival, because I think it would be really cool to have them there, because those episodes went over real well. And it was just, I still, and them having Dustin Perry with them, it like, did we really experience that? So that But
I would, if they came, that would be awesome. I would love to meet her.
Yeah.
I know I met Patty when she was up there during the
She
Creep
loved
Real.
it.
She's awesome.
That woman.
She loves Patty, so
I
she
love
was
her.
so excited.
The energy that this woman puts off is so good, and just so just radiating good energy.
Yes.
I left in a better mood than I came, just because I met her. Her energy it just soaked into me, and I'm
she
like,
loves wiener dogs too.
oh, and she loves wiener dogs.
I had a wiener dog shirt on, that like an army wiener dog. She's like, oh, do you like dachshunds? It's like, yeah, I got 2 of them. She goes, no way. And then
she just lit up, and they went down the yellow brick road.
She is very down to earth, loving lady. She really is. It was just amazing meeting these people there. Like, you know, you don't think you're going to meet ever, you know, like for us, because we live paycheck to paycheck. So if we get someplace fascinating or meet somebody, that's a big thing for us. But for them to have actually been at our building was like, like, are we just streaming this?
And to do an investigation at our building.
And what was crazy too, we're huge fans of Overnight with Elton and them too, and Patty does a lot with them. And she had photos of Elton and them there with Matt Rife. I was like, oh, this is so cool that she's bringing them out here with her. I was like, this is so awesome. I love that.
Another group you'll like to meet is Steve and Dylan from
Haunted Nights.
Yep.
Haunted Nights.
I watch them. They have a very unique way of doing things, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, they were at our jail not all that long ago, and they caught a lot too, and they said they want to come back. So
awesome.
Does
Yeah.
anybody in our
And then-
audience have any questions for Carly or Ryan?
I think the good thing too, the price is really decent for you guys. Like
Yep.
it's a very good.
It's
Like when we
decent.
go around looking for other places, I'm like, I can't spend $2,000 to go for 4 hours at a
Mm-hmm.
night. Like I can't just throw that out right now for an
See,
investigation.
we have
Like,
people complaining that we're too high priced.
no.
No. Oh my gosh, no. So on that note, we where is it? There's a spot in West Virginia that it's $1,000 for a group of 10. The spot in Newcastle, here Newcastle, PA. I think that's the city it's called.
There's
Yeah.
Newcastle.
$500 for a group of 10. The most of the haunted locations up near Philly, $500 to $1,000 for a group of 10. So yeah, no. it's reasonable.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. It's fun, it's reasonable, it's worth it.
Well, I know the owner does want to change the prices eventually. He wants to do more. We do right now. We do by the individual. He wants to kind of group them up, like a group of 1 to 5 at a set price, and then a group of 6 to 10 at a set price.
Yep.
Yeah. There's good things about it and bad things about it because if the group's smaller and they have to pay that set price, it's not good for the smaller group. But it'll work out in the long run for the bigger groups. It'll be a better price for them. So I think that won't come into play probably until maybe next year. I'm not sure because he has all this stuff he's still planning. And of course, as you know,
it seems like he has a lot of stuff planned for that place.
Yeah.
His top priority right now is to get that roof fixed because that roof right now, as you know, when it's raining in particular, especially in the annex or right when you first walk into the old stone jail, you have contamination right there because you don't know if you're hearing something or if it's coming from the weather.
Or if it's the rain dripping or something like that. Yep.
So what he's going to do is he's going to try to get somebody to get the old stone jail part of the roof fixed this year and then get something done like a tarp or something temporarily on the annex. And then next year, then get the annex fixed. But he also is going to put bathrooms in there. He wants to put a gift shop in there and stuff like that.
I think the gift shop be awesome. That'd be super cool.
That would be a super cool idea. And I think too, like just with what you guys are making, having that be put towards all of the fixer-upper stuff and all the plans and stuff, I think that type of complaining, like price complaining, it'll
we don't pay any attention to it because we know even prices. I mean, we would love to go to Penhurst. We would love to go to Waverly Hills.
Yes. So would we.
Farms in Gettysburg, we would like to go this, but we just can't afford it right now. So every bit of income, like when we start selling our merchandise and that, we're trying to make if we have to use it on bills instead. But if we can put it aside and save it, that is a good location for us to go to because normally we wouldn't be able to go to it. So it is what it is, you know.
I know when we went to Gettysburg, we stayed in we went to the Farnsworth, but we also stayed for 2 nights at the Hotel Gettysburg. We didn't really get much there. We did like some bouts of
Spirit Talker
and stuff like that, but we weren't getting any spooky energy there. I think the spirits there are, I guess, choosy, I would say, and depending on what type of energy you're bringing in there as well, I think that goes for any location. But the Farnsworth House Inn, that place. We're going back. We're going back. There was a man there. It's a Airbnb. It's a bed and breakfast, and so you have your room, and then the next morning you can go down to breakfast, and that's all included in the room price. I didn't know what that was until we got there, so there's that. And we get down to breakfast the next morning, and there's a man that comes in, and it's very apparent that he is freaking out. Was it the Sarah Black room? I believe so. So there's the Sarah Black room, and then above that is the attic where all the sharpshooters and stuff were. And he came down. He's like, is anybody in the room next to us? And nobody was in the room next to him. And then he started saying that he's like, I heard footsteps multiple times last night of boots up in that attic. And then he's like, it sounded like a child was jumping off the bed in the next room.
He said, no, what he said. So this dude, what he said there, he said it sounded like old style combat boots running back and forth doing a patrol. Because he said that he's like, I've witnessed. He was a veteran too, and he was like, when I was over in Afghanistan and stuff, it sounded like outside the doorway of just boots running back and forth upstairs the whole entire time. It was freaking him out the whole time there.
Mm-hmm. But next time we go, we're gonna get that room and see what kind of activity we hear, because I don't think I realized it at the time.
I don't know why she went off.
What was that?
Our Alexa.
Our Alexa talking. Yeah.
Alexa.
Okay.
Their Alexa.
That happened. So, no, thank you, Alexa. But that actually happens quite a bit here. So we know that our house is haunted, but
so is ours. That's what we tell everybody. That back here in this part, let me see if I, with my hand right up in this.
Oh, that little room right there.
Yeah, that's our kitchen, and I just have lights on at night, so we don't have to turn the main light on all the time. I just have like old Christmas lights up flashing, and but I tell everybody we experience things here in our house. So if you're ever watching us and you see something back there, let us know, because it's be surprising. So, but matter of fact, my Ring camera, I got to show you guys. There's something I saw on our Ring camera last night, and I can't debunk it. There has to be a logical explanation, but I'll show it to you guys. No, it's below the counter out in the kitchen. Of course, these doors was open, and it's below the counter out in the kitchen. And it's like a glowing light, and it's only about a foot off the ground by where the dog food container is. And it was getting real bright, and then it went down almost out, and then it got real bright again, and it went down. Now, I don't know. I was thinking it could have been a reflection off of those lights that's blinking out there, but it would have had to circle around this way for it to reflect where that's at, and there's nothing there that it could reflect it at. So I'll show you guys. It's just weird.
That's cool. Huh.
So, Kiwi has a question. She goes, "What does the future hold for you, investigation-wise?"
Oh, honestly, there's no limit, really. Like I said, we have so much fun doing this stuff. It's
Highlight that, please.
I love traveling, and is she okay?
Kiwi always picks on when we do our real talk show. My daughter Gabriella, she always does these goofy things, and one time she messed with buttons and everything on here and knocked her off. And then she comes over from her apartment and she raids our refrigerator. So we're talking about that flashing light, and she said it was Gabriella coming in, raiding the refrigerator.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
Yeah, that caught her off guard.
I know. For me, I would love the better I get as an investigator. What I would love to do, the brothers. Paranormal Nightmare.
Oh, Paranormal Nightmare, I believe is what they're called.
The Three Brothers.
The Three Brothers.
So
they go to Ohio a lot.
We're talking about. What is that?
Yes.
So they, they go to other.
We call them the brothers. Yeah. I don't know what their actual YouTube name is.
I know who you're talking about. And I can't think about it. What is that?
We love them. But I think too, both of us, the more experience we get in this and the more research we do in this, it might be kind of cool to go in and help people and see if we can like eventually make connections with other people who can assist in those type of
I'm not going to be able to push those things out. I'll be able to investigate the best I can, but give them the best advice that I can to help them out in those situations.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an awesome way to help out.
Yeah. And then too, I know I love traveling. Yeah. I absolutely love traveling. I think doing some bigger investigations, like the 2 to 3 night investigations, would be awesome to do. And like down in Tennessee, there's wow, I cannot think of the place that it's called. I've even been there, and I didn't know it was haunted when I went there. But there's places in Tennessee, just all over the East Coast. I really want to go and explore Savannah, Georgia.
Oh my goodness. I watched that place. I watched a documentary on the square. And I'm telling you what, that is definitely on my bucket list too, because that place, I would die to go there. There's a place in Pennsylvania. If you guys can check it out, I would love to investigate that place with you. It's what's his name? Kalani was able to go in there and he investigated. It's called the Odd Fellows. I don't know if it's open, and he had a lot of activity in there, and I don't know how you can get in, but that's one place I'm telling you what I would love to go in there with you two. And
that'd be awesome.
Go over to the Doss House in Loretto. If you get a chance, go to the Doss House in Loretto.
The Doss House. That's what we want to try.
Yep.
That's what we want to try.
She's fantastic. She's a lovely woman. She will treat you real well, and she will let you investigate for however long you want over there. Like, I mean, if you only want limited, she'll let you do it. If you want an overnight, sweet person, contact her. She'll work out, she'll work something out with you for.
Definitely, that'd be awesome.
You won't regret it. It's a very cool place.
All right.
Cactus.
Okay, Cactus says, do y'all worry about attachments or negative energy following you home?
Yes and no. So, I take cleansing salts, and I do it's a sage, salt, and water. And then, are you hearing shit in your house?
Yes. Something just like fell over.
Yeah, but there's nothing that could have fell over.
I saw it out the corner of my eye.
Straw. The straw was there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I saw something go.
I prepare a bottle of cleansing water to cleanse ourselves with on the way out, just in case. That, and I think too, if you're bringing in negative energy and trying to take out negative energy, then that it's going to follow you home in that regard. But if you are very stern with the spirits and stuff, they won't do that. Right. And if you end up if unfortunately you end up taking something home, there are ways to get rid of it and just make it go away. Yep. It's a little bit harder, but we make sure that we go in there with the best possible positive attitude that we can, have as much fun as we can, and then we cleanse ourselves before we even get in the car to go home. Yeah. So
I know for me, I have my cross on me also. Mm-hmm. I know also for me, I get worried about it. I'm a type of person that attaches to energy a lot, good, bad, anything. I kind of move towards it. Even if it's bad, I want to move towards it so I can try to help it out. If it's good, I want to go towards it to make it better. Like that's where I get worried sometimes, because I will let it in and feel what's happening, that energy. I will, and I get scared sometimes with that, with me doing it.
He's like that with humans too.
I'm like that all the time. Yeah.
Like living people too. He's like that with living people. So
yeah. I got a question now. with all the controversy going on with the Conjuring House, I'm sure you've heard all the.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Would you still like to go there and check it out, or has the negativity because of the owner and all that, the battling going on with the prior employees and everything, did that kind of sway you away from it, or how do you feel about that?
I would actually love to go. I think that whole ordeal, unfortunately, was just a bad business deal that just got blown extremely out of proportion. And spirits there could possibly be affecting things as well. You never know. But yeah, I've been following it. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting ride for them, and I do feel bad for them because that's an opportunity of pretty much a lifetime, in my opinion, to be able to work there and stuff. But yeah, I would love to go.
I mean, and that was the big
few hours there.
Yep, everybody Conjuring House. That was all you ever heard, you know.
Yeah.
And then with all that drama going on, like, I don't understand why. I understand people leave at bad notes and things happen. But that's where you just need to cut the line and just sever everything and just go your own separate ways, do your own thing. And that's what I tell all my audiences on all of our channels. Like, mind your own business, you know. If something happened, okay, it happened. If you can't rectify it, just throw it away, go your way, let them go their way, and just do your own thing and concentrate on your own thing. A lot of people can't do that, though.
Right. And two, with the Conjuring House, I think what is swaying me to go there too is not only just because it's the Conjuring House, but I'm actually reading Andrea's books. And so actually seeing from personal account of what their experience was, some of the things in volume 1 of House of Darkness, House of Light scared the shit out of me. I had to put the book down for a couple days because what she described happened there in this book. It scared me enough to where I was having nightmares. And I was like, wow. Yeah. And so
you get places like that, like the Conjuring House and all the, you know, and it goes back even to way back to the Amityville house. You know, no, we aren't somebody that can step in and say, oh, you know, they faked all of it. We weren't there. Now, I do believe that initially things happen there, same as the Conjuring House. Initially things happen. But then I think after a certain point, maybe things were fabricated a bit in that because they started
for sure.
and everything in that. Same as the Amityville horror house, you know. But you know, I mean, it's still Amityville. I know I'm pretty positive they're closed down now because the neighbors were complaining about the influx of people coming regularly. So they that house doesn't even look like it did before. Now they
and I think somebody actually lives there now.
Yeah,
that's owned by someone, and they live there.
Yeah, because they remodeled the whole thing. The famous those windows that kind of made that house eerie.
They ain't there no more.
Which is crazy because that place is if that place is as haunted as they say it is. You know, as much as we do. As soon as you reconstruct anything, you're gonna get that activity.
It's just gonna amp it up.
Yep. But yeah. Let's see.
But yeah, I would love to spend a night in that place just because it's not just because it's a Conjuring House, but just because I'm reading the books and I'm seeing what Andrea and their family went through. And yeah, some of it's terrifying. Some of it is absolutely terrifying. But there's also some that is actually very interesting. And watching Satori and her Cody, I think is his name. Watching them do what they do, that's cool. Like, no matter what other people think, I believe that something that they're doing is happening. And would I like to watch them do it for myself? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Show me. I want to see.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see that over the Conjuring house anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Watching them and seeing how they interacted with the spirits there. I mean, they are very wholesome people. You can see it just on the videos and stuff. And then how her dad Jason does things. You can tell that they're very wholesome people. They go in there with the best attitude that they can. And so I think that if we actually if it opened back up to that type of stuff, I would love to go.
Yeah, I heard they were trying to sell it, but I mean, you hear through the grapevine, you don't know what's true, what's not true. So many rumors. But then getting back to places like the Conjuring house in Amityville, and you think about it, look, you say you're experiencing stuff in your house where you obviously experience things here. You got to figure where these houses were built and the time period. All the houses around here were coal mining. This is all prevalent.
Yep.
There is one house we lived in northern Cambria. Again, around 3:00 in the morning, you could hear in the one room, you could hear coal miners talking, having a conversation of putting up the pillars and everything in there.
Yeah.
Rock testing and stuff like that. You could hear a full-fledged conversation going back and forth. You're going to get that kind of activity. So nobody can debunk it. It's an old area. A lot of things happen. You're going to get stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool when you can catch it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said it's cool when you can actually catch that stuff.
Oh yeah. And like for me too, coming from the West Coast, it is not as old as over here. And so back home, we don't have the opportunity really to do stuff like this and go and investigate places. And so, and if there is a haunted location, like Fort Worden off the Strait of Fuca in Seattle, that place is a public place. They have it as a state park. There's also the Thornwood Castle in the Lakewood area of Washington. That place is haunted as hell. I stayed there. I was 10, and I saw things that scared the crap out of me. But they don't let you investigate for like YouTube or anything because they're trying to respect the owners of the place and respect the spirits, which that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you do not come across haunted locations out there like you do back here.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, you figure Pennsylvania is one of the first 13 original colonies, so we're an old state. But if you go down to South Carolina hit the Oakwood Cemetery in Spartanburg, and also hit Crybaby Bridge in Anderson. I'm telling you what, we got activity at both of those places. That was incredible. So if you're down that way, check out those two places. Oakwood Cemetery, especially after midnight, we know. I have no doubt we ran into a skinwalker.
Mm-hmm. You talk about that, and I had an experience in a cemetery back in Washington. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in Washington State. And the moonlight was hitting the graves just right. And I swear to God, with my own two eyes, I saw this skinny, like almost looks like a hellhound. And it just like waltzed right across the gravestones and just didn't see anything after that. I was like, did I really just see that? Because there's no dog here. And that was only a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, and I still remember it. Like it's embedded into my brain. Like,
see, that's what's funny about Oakwood Cemetery, because we heard somebody moaning. Like it sounded like a guy like moaning and like calling for help or something. And that's kind of one of the first signs. We didn't think anything of it. Chase went over in that direction to see if somebody was in distress, if they needed help. Next thing you know, I think it was Chase and Gabriella said, there's eyes over there. And we're thinking, oh shit, a coyote or something. But Gabriella,
because the rumor was that there's coyotes like crazy in there. And they're like, using flashlight and loud noises so it gets rid of the coyote.
Well, then Gabriella says, Mom, I see eyes. And she says, I see something. She said, it's she thought it was like a baby bear, like the way it walked. And she said, and I didn't think of it at the time. I said, no, that's not a bear. No, we're talking January down there, January.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, Chase and them, they're all seeing these eyes, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. And all of a sudden, we're there like, we need to get out of here. Like our skin on the back of our necks, the hair on the back of our necks started standing up. So we hurried up and we got in Chase's vehicle and we went to the top part of the cemetery. Well, by the time we got to the top part of that cemetery, whatever that was already up there waiting for us. Now, we were in a car and it was on foot, but it was already up there waiting for us. I swear to God, I know it was a skinwalker. And the funny thing about it is when we went and looked and everything fit exactly like how a skinwalker would be.
The footsteps too were really loud.
Gabriella kept on saying, "Mom,
footsteps."
yeah," and Gabriella kept on saying, "Mom, baby bear," and this is January. They would be in hibernation.
They're
hibernating. No,
they're hibernating.
Hibernate, and because they don't come out of hibernation until like the end of March, beginning of April. So we're there. No, it was definitely not a bear, and it was definitely not a coyote. So,
well, yeah, and we did some research, and we found out that skinwalkers can be summoned in a graveyard because of the bones and stuff. And ironically, when we came back to the cemetery before we saw that skinwalker or whatever we saw, we actually did see a bone. It was we said it was a vertebrae.
It was a bleached skull.
A piece of a jaw. I think
bleached jaw. That was by a tree. And so we're like, yeah, that makes sense of that.
And it was right after we saw a group of people in a circle and looking like they were doing something.
It's even better.
Yeah.
No, you want to know what's even better? We posted about that exact experience, and someone comments on the video something along the lines of, "Why would you say that was us? That wasn't us." It was like self-incriminating themselves.
Yeah, because
we could have been anybody, not us. Why did you call us out? Like, we didn't call no one out.
We didn't mention any people. We just said there was a group of people there, like in a circle. We think they did some kind of ritual, and there was ironically a piece of a skull. And the people come on and said, "How dare you call us out? We weren't doing anything." Where they're like, "We don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
Who you are?
You just called yourself out, bro. Good job.
They kind of incriminated themselves on that video, so it was pretty funny.
Does anyone have any last minute questions before we end this? We are about
we're about almost an
minutes
hour and
over.
a half, so you guys definitely that
Great
fascinating.
conversation, though.
Yeah.
No way. They deleted their comments off.
Oh,
the
did
video
they?
After the comments, no on anymore.
Yep,
I'm
so
looking for it. I can't
That's
find
funny.
it. It's gone.
that is funny. But if you do get a chance to go there, it's a fascinating area, and there's a place in the cemetery called Potter's Field. They call it Hell's Gate. And that is where all the homeless people, like the people nobody knew who they were, the unmarked graves are in that area. But a little bit down from it is the children's area, and there's a little boy. He's like 4 years old. His little name is Jimmy, and he will speak to you. He will speak to you. And he's got the cutest little voice. It came through on our spirit box. Cutest little voice. You'll have a great time there. You'll get a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, I know we're trying to once the weather is better, because this area completely has been sucking lately. But
Yeah.
I know. We went 2 summers ago when we first moved here. The incline plane in Johnstown. There's a trail. I guess it's more like a road that goes down to underneath it. And we walked down there one night, and I started hearing footsteps in the area that is blocked, that is fenced off. Like, nobody can get in there.
Wow.
We're gonna have to go down there with all of us one day and.
I heard.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do the it's been hard, but I wanted to try to talk to the Westmont Cemetery, where they have all the unknown graves of the people who died in the flood.
Yeah.
Johnstown up there. I really wanted to go up there and try something up there and talk to the people up at the cemetery to see if I was able to go in there after dark.
Public. If it's public, you don't need permission. If it's
So I
private,
think so they close it at 9. So they
yeah,
close
the
it.
Grandview Cemetery, they close that at
Yeah.
night because it's a
but
big
you know, as much as I do,
area.
paranormal happens during the day.
Grandview
too.
Cemetery, we were told by a very reliable source that even if you go there in the daylight, there's a few graves that I can't remember Beverly was telling us. The one that she went by, she said there's like balls of light or something, I think. She said that'll form in broad daylight right by this one.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of energy up there because
Yeah.
they have a lot of the unknown graves that are up there from all the flood victims too. That's up there too.
I also heard somebody told me, and I don't know if I'm dying to try it, but you can be my like the police would be on my ass the rest of me. But somebody told me that the one steel mill that's in Johnstown that's been closed down and it's pretty bad shape, that if you go behind there, there's doors that you can actually go in and nobody will say anything. I don't know if that's true. And they said you get some really cool stuff in that building. So I'm kind of tempted, but at the same time,
Mine, you want to go make a trip and go check this out and make sure it's safe?
Yeah, we got to. My dad works down in the downtown area, so I know he'll definitely let me know where, because he works all around that area. He does like all the housing authorities and stuff down there for repairs and stuff. So I can hit him up and tell me which one that is, so we can figure it out and get in there.
Apparently, there's also a playground that's abandoned in, is it Guystown? Remember what Matthew told us? Was it Guystown or was it?
I don't know, but I do know
there's a playground. Anyways,
there's one out. I think Horner's.
There used to be a cemetery there, and they placed a playground on top of it.
Oh shit!
And apparently, it's super haunted, and people don't go there because it's super haunted. And I'm trying to figure. I think it's.
We gotta figure that out because we're right up the hill from there.
Yeah, we live right by Guystown.
Wow.
I'm gonna look.
She can look for, but yeah, I also heard too the one bridge that's down there that it's haunted, but I don't think they like people messing around down there because I think it's the bridge that there was a couple people off themselves on it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Roxbury?
Yeah, but there's
up in Roxbury? Oh yeah, I used to play baseball there all the time when I was younger.
Outside of Wimber, if you're heading up mine, whatever that is, 42.
I think that's mine 40. Mine 41.
Railroad Street, right across from the fire station. You head up there. There's an old playground back there somewhere along that road that brings you back up.
Okay.
The one night we were out there just driving around and it was still, there was no wind, and you see this one swing full on go.
Just going.
Yo, just go.
That's crazy.
I think my heart would jump out of my chest if I saw that.
We pulled over to the side and we were watching it and we're like, there's no wind. And there's like 3 other swings there. And like I think a tore up skate park is there too. And this one swing in particular is just wow, okay.
I know there's in the Gallitzin Forest, kind of out towards
Ogletown.
The town that starts with a P. I don't know this area very well yet, even though I've lived here for almost 30 years. It's the children's something. There's a monument out in the woods there where they found 3 boys deceased in like the 1800s.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I'll have to look it up again.
I know which one you're talking about now. I can't think of it.
It's like a mile off the road, but there's pictures online of this monument where everybody lays flowers, and so I'm curious to.
So the story about it too is there was 3 boys. The 3 boys died. They found them dead there, but some dude said he had a dream the night before about those 3 kids being killed there. So he went there, and there were 3 kids killed there, and that's where the monument happened and everything, and they actually have them there.
Wow.
Yeah. So my thought process on that is, you did it, bro. Come on, like it's back in the 1800s. Like, something's not right here.
Well, up on the Buckhorn Hill. If you're familiar with that, from Duncansville to Hollidaysburg or whatever, the Buckhorn, there's You know what I'm talking about? There's like, it's a
Yes.
pretty steep hill, and up in the top, there's like a little restaurant or bar or something up there. Apparently, with this time of the year coming up here, September, October-ish, I guess there's supposed to be a spirit of a woman, as she was supposed to be in white, of course, that had passed away on her wedding day, that there was a car accident or something. And you could see her going up and down the road, I guess. And some people say that when they're driving up, she'll be like in your back seat. You'll see her like in your back
See, that
seat.
would freak me out.
So,
That would
I
freak
don't
me
know.
out if I see that.
I have a book that has, there's a book that had all these places local that you can explore now, because one of them was also the old turnpike.
Yeah, the old turnpike. That's
I
a that's a
wanna go
huge one.
there.
That's a
I
huge
want to go
one.
there.
I want to go there too.
How about we make that be the video?
That would be a good thing to go with
That
these
would be a
two.
video.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have
Or
your
the
number.
ghost trail.
I have your number.
Yeah, just shoot me a text.
Now I'm gonna go and shoot you a couple options, and me and you will talk about something and get something out.
Even
Yeah,
a old ghost trail here that leads, that would be a good
the
place
ghost
to
trail that
go.
leads up to
Yeah,
Rabbit
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So,
That'd
but
be so
we're going
fun.
to see what Linda said. Well, Kiwi said, she says you need to invite these lovely guests back sometime soon. I would love to
Thank
have you
you.
guys back on. So, I know Chase has something that he has to get to apparently, and we've been for about an hour and a half.
Well, it's already
Yeah.
a little late. I'm tired.
Yeah, no,
You do look tired, man.
but
I've been working overnights at the jail for I think Friday I was there 6 to 5 in the morning, and Saturday I came back. What was that? 5 to 12.
yeah, and you guys had that big group last night that
Yeah.
came in.
So,
So, yeah,
I'm
Dang.
tired.
Group of 15 for a tour.
yeah.
Oh, that,
Yeah. So, but is there any final things that you'd like to tell our audience, and any comments, anything, upcoming things that you know that you're going to do? Anything?
I mean, for the rest of the summer, I know like I said, once the weather decides that it wants to act right, we're gonna do a small investigation up by the incline plane. I know I want to go out to the it's that road. I forget what it's called. It's the Gravity Hill.
Gravity Hill. You want to do Gravity Hill?
I've never been there. We don't have that type of stuff back in Seattle, so there's that. But other than that, and then probably coming back to the Old Stone in September and doing solo investigations for like half the time that we're each there. Other than that, for the rest of the year, that's basically it. And then we're gonna be looking at what we're gonna be filming next summer.
Yeah, for next summer. Once we get into college
Yep.
back up, and then
Yeah.
make our
That's all
schedule. We try to get a schedule made for the year,
Yep.
best that we can, just to try to.
Space everything out. That way our viewers are entertained, and like we don't do this full time, and so we are trying to space everything out where during the winter and fall months when it's freezing cold, we want to give people something to watch, something to do. And then maybe further out, we'll start investigating a bit more with different places. I'll probably fall in love with places and enjoy being at certain places more than others, and be able to go back there and just keep a continuous investigation, basically, like we're kind of doing with Old Stone, which that's our basically home base at this point. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the year, that's pretty much what we've got going on. And then we do have our Facebook group. We do have TikTok. And then we have YouTube, which we have the first video from back in December when we went, and then our recent video that just came out 2 weeks ago, last week. I don't know. Whatever day it is. And I'm mostly the one that you communicate with on Facebook and stuff. So hi, my name is Carly. I run that stuff. But yeah, if you want to find us, Face My Fears Paranormal, we're tagged in here with them. I've tagged them in a few videos too. And then yeah, I think that's about it.
I just want to say thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was fun.
Yeah, we want to thank
Thanks
you
everyone
for coming on.
Definitely. Thank you guys. Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah. We look forward to having you come back. We look forward to possible investigating with you.
Oh,
and
Oh, for sure.
you guys are awesome. And we really appreciate that you took the time out to come here for an interview. And I'm sure the audience is going to just love you as much as what we do. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys
Thank you guys so much.
You're so welcome.
All right,
Okay,
everyone.
We're gonna call it a night. You guys go home, relax, and we'll hit up with you soon, okay?
All right,
All right,
sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.